I thought losing my job was the worst thing that could happen to me, but I had no idea the real betrayal was still coming. Story starts now. 3 years ago, my life looked normal from the outside. I had a steady job in a logistics company in Chicago. Nothing glamorous, just spreadsheets, deadlines, coffee, repeat. But it paid the bills. It kept my apartment warm in winter, and most importantly, it gave me a sense of control. Or at least, that's what I thought. Because the truth is, control is an illusion. The day everything changed started like any other Monday. I walked into the office, nodded at people I barely talked to, and sat down at my desk. 10 minutes later, my manager called me in. You know that tone people use when they pretend to care? Yeah, that one. He said the company was restructuring. Budget cuts. Nothing personal. They appreciated my work. This wasn't about performance. I stopped listening after that. Because when someone says, it's not about you, it's always about you. I packed my things in a cardboard box while pretending I wasn't humiliated. No dramatic scene, no angry speech, just quiet defeat. I told myself I'd bounce back. People lose jobs all the time. It happens. What I didn't expect was what would happen when I got home. My girlfriend Amanda was sitting on the couch, phone in hand, suitcase next to her. That's when my stomach dropped. She didn't even wait for me to sit down. She said she'd been thinking for a while. She said she needed stability. She said she couldn't be with someone figuring life out. Funny how people love you when things are stable, but panic the moment life tests you. I tried to explain it was temporary. I told her I'd find something else. I told her we'd be fine. She just shook her head. No yelling, no tears, just cold certainty. And within 10 minutes, she was gone. Apartment suddenly quiet, fridge suddenly empty, future suddenly unclear. That night, I sat on the floor eating instant noodles straight from the pot, thinking about how fast life can flip. Job gone, relationship gone, savings running out. And for the first time in years, I felt genuinely scared. Not dramatic movie scared, real scared. Because I wasn't just losing things. I was losing the version of myself I thought I was. I didn't know it yet, but that was the night the real story began. Because sometimes, life doesn't break you to punish you. It breaks you to move you somewhere you never imagined. And the next morning, something unexpected happened. The next morning, something unexpected happened. I woke up before my alarm. Not because I was motivated, not because I had plans, because anxiety doesn't let you sleep in. For a few minutes, I just stared at the ceiling, trying to figure out what a person is supposed to do when their life suddenly has no direction. No job to go to, no partner to text, no routine to follow, just silence. I forced myself up, showered, and opened my laptop. Started applying everywhere. Warehouses, delivery companies, customer service roles, anything that paid. By noon, I had sent out 30 applications. By evening, not a single response. That's when doubt starts creeping in. Not loud at first, just small questions. What if this takes months? What if I can't recover? What if she was right to leave? I hated that last thought the most. Because once someone leaves you during your worst moment, their voice stays in your head longer than they do. 2 days later, I went out to grab cheap coffee from a small corner shop near my building. Not because I wanted coffee, because I needed to be around people. Isolation does weird things to your mind. While I was waiting for my order, I noticed a guy struggling with a stack of boxes near the entrance. They slipped from his hands and crashed onto the floor. Without thinking, I stepped forward and helped him pick them up. Nothing heroic, just basic decency. He thanked me and laughed, said he was opening a small online store and had no idea what he was doing. We ended up talking for 10 minutes. He mentioned he was overwhelmed with inventory, shipping, spreadsheets, suppliers, everything. That's when something clicked in my brain. Logistics, spreadsheets, inventory tracking. That was literally my old job. I casually mentioned it. His eyes lit up like I'd just handed him a solution. He asked if I'd be willing to help him organize things, just temporarily, paid hourly. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't stable. But it was something. I said yes before he even finished asking. That afternoon, I went to his tiny rented storage space. Mess everywhere. Boxes labeled wrong, orders mixed up, returns piled in a corner. But to me, it looked fixable. And for the first time since losing everything, I felt useful again. I spent the next few days rebuilding his system from scratch. Tracking sheets, shipping flow, inventory logs. By the end of the week, his operation ran smoother than he'd ever seen it. He doubled my hours, then introduced me to another small business owner who needed the same help, then another. And suddenly, without planning it, I wasn't unemployed anymore. I was freelancing. Small money at first, but steady. And more importantly, growing. What I didn't realize was this small, accidental opportunity was about to lead me somewhere much bigger. Because 2 weeks later, someone from my past walked back into my life. Someone I never expected to see again. And this time, the balance of power had completely changed. 2 weeks later, I was sitting in a small cafe across from one of my new clients, reviewing numbers on my laptop, when the bell above the door rang. I didn't look up at first. I was busy explaining how we could cut his shipping costs by 15% just by reorganizing supplier routes. Then I heard a voice. Soft. Familiar. Careful. My name. For a second, I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. But when I looked up, there she was, standing a few feet away. Same eyes, same posture, just a different expression. Not confident anymore, not distant, uncertain. I finished the conversation with my client, closed the laptop, and stepped outside with her. There was an awkward silence, the kind that only exists between two people who used to know everything about each other. She finally spoke. She said she'd been thinking about me. She said she'd seen updates online, mutual friends mentioning I'd started working with businesses, helping companies grow. She said she hadn't realized how strong I was. Funny how people only notice your strength once they no longer benefit from it. Then she said something that made everything clear. She said maybe we moved too fast. Maybe she gave up too soon. Maybe we could try again. A year ago, those words would have felt like oxygen. Back then, I would have grabbed them without thinking. But standing there now, I realized something had changed. Not in her, in me. Because when you rebuild yourself from nothing, you don't just regain what you lost. You outgrow it. I thanked her, not sarcastically, not angrily, genuinely. Because losing her forced me to face reality. Forced me to learn skills I'd ignored. Forced me to build something instead of depending on something. But I told her I couldn't go backward. Not after everything it took to move forward. She nodded. I think she understood. Or at least, she realized this version of me wasn't the one she left behind. We said goodbye. No drama. No shouting. No revenge speech. Just two people walking in different directions. And honestly, that felt like the real victory. Because karma doesn't always come as someone else's downfall. Sometimes karma shows up as your own growth. Sometimes it's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you'll survive without them. That night, I went home, opened my laptop, and checked my calendar. Bookings for the next month. New clients lined up. Opportunities I never would have chased if my life hadn't fallen apart first. I leaned back in my chair and smiled. Because the truth is, I didn't win when she came back. I won the day I realized I didn't need her to. The end.